Hello. Right, I just want to follow on from the last video I did, which I did yesterday, and it was basically, well, I was saying that I had the psychiatrist and the psychologist coming to see me at 3 o'clock, and I guess I just wanted to go through what they had said to me. It was quite good actually. They stayed for about an hour and a half, which is amazing. And the psychologist was really good, really nice guy. And the psychiatrist I'd met before, she's also a really nice lady. Okay, so basically, they think that they've changed their mind on my diagnosis, and they reckon borderline personality disorder, which is kind of weird because I've sort of been told I was likely to be bipolar before, and this kind of feels like a label that I just don't feel I feel a bit uncomfortable in that label. Though when he went through it, I could see that there's definitely some sides that are like me. There's some that aren't though, so I don't know how well I fit it. And he says that, you know, that quite often you have comorbid conditions with it, so other mental health problems that go along with it. And depression is definitely one of mine, and anxiety. And it does appear that times in my life where I've become depressed, that's where my personality disorder has kind of got worse and everything's kind of fallen to bits, really. So I guess it's an interesting one for now. I just want to read you some bits which were really interesting actually. So the psychologist gave me a booklet. Okay, so explaining borderline personality disorder, which I think he put together partly from official definitions and then some others which he and his team feel are really good things for personality disorder, like features. Okay, so let's go through them. Number one, fear of abandonment. When it seems as though important people might go away, you can feel frantic and sometimes try everything you can think of to get the person back. Okay, now that's not me. I'm not like that. I'm actually quite aloof with people. It takes me a long time to latch onto people. I don't have very strong attachments to people generally. I can kind of take them or leave them. So, and I also like spending a lot of time on my own. So that was straight away. I said to him, "Oh, that's not me." Some of you may be able to relate to that one though. Second one, interpersonal instability. Relationships with other people are always very strong. It seems as though everyone is either a really important good person who you want to get close to, or a rotten bad person who is threatening you. Sometimes the same person can seem good and bad in the same day even. Right, again, I don't think that's me. I don't sort of put people up on a pedestal and then just see them as a bit of crap or anything. I think I take people for their good and bad sides quite well, in quite a mature kind of way. So once again, I don't think that's me. So there's some definite areas where it doesn't seem to fit me. And the psychologist, when he heard those firstly, he was like, oh, okay, maybe it's not you then. However, it goes on. An unstable sense of self. It is terribly hard for you to know what you want to do, who you really are, and what your true wishes and feelings are. Now, that is me, definitely. And I think I've always felt like that my whole life. You know, I've always felt like I don't really know who I am, and it's really easy for me to be all sorts of different people, around all sorts of different people, sort of a chameleon kind of thing, but not really knowing which one is really me. So so that one, I was like, yeah, I get that all the time. Mood instability is the next one. It seems as though you can never tell what mood you will be in. You can be up one minute and miserable the next. Yeah, I am like that. I suppose it has a crossover with bipolar there, where it could be like a rapid cycling bipolar, so it's quite hard to tell the difference. It's kind of me, but I'm not massively moody. Not too bad. I get angry more than anything, but generally my emotions are fairly steady. So I wouldn't, don't know about that one. Well, yeah, I guess maybe it is true, but yeah. The next one is really interesting because this is one that the team actually put on there themselves. A particularly nasty feeling waves of feeling awful. So a particularly nasty feeling as a wave of misery, self-disgust and agitation that just comes out of nowhere and lasts a few hours or a day or so. At such times it is hard to function and you cannot bear it and would do anything to take the feeling away. Yes, definitely. I have that all the time. Sorry, I'm just writing on the paper. All the time, and for years I've remembered it just coming like a weight just comes over you, or a wave, and that is really true. It's like that, and you just feel so awful and just hate yourself. So I found that really interesting. So wait, there's just a couple more. Seeing the self as bad, evil, or disgusting, you have a strong inner feeling about this. Even if other people say it's not so, you feel this is because other people have not realised it yet. Yes, I do. I have the evil one. I feel I'm evil inside. And it's really strong, that feeling. And I don't think anyone will ever be able to talk me out of it. It's like, it's not even like a thought. It's something that I know about myself. So yes, that one. Problems with anger. You get incredibly angry, have outbursts of fury. Yes, I mean, I try not to do it too much, but I do. I used to get so angry I would fight with people in my 20s. I don't do that anymore, thank God, because that's just horrible. It's not nice. But I still tend to throw things around and just go in a little tantrum like a child. Next one is impulsivity. Lots of times you suddenly get something in your head to do things that you later regret, or which might seem dangerous or damaging later. Yes, definitely. Always been very impulsive. I quite like to live my life that way generally. I like a bit of excitement, I suppose. Okay. Just a couple more. Suicidal behaviour and self-harm. They're separate, but I'm just lumping them in together. I haven't really felt that. I mean, I used to when I was younger, self-harm quite a lot. I don't do it anymore. Suicidal behaviour, yeah, I did that a while ago, and I guess I've recently as well. So yes. Unhelpful mood altering behaviours such as drink, drugs, sex, or risky behaviour. Yes, I've not done that recently, but I've certainly engaged in those sorts of things in the past when I've been feeling really awful. Just speeding through these now. Emptiness. You experience a feeling of being empty on the inside. Yes, definitely me. I always feel empty. I always feel like there's no meaning to anything. It's quite a horrible feeling, really. You just feel like there's no point, really. I don't know. And sometimes I feel so empty that I feel like I don't even exist. Like, it's like such a high level of dissociation that I feel like I'm just like a little wisp of smoke or something, or don't even exist at all. It's quite odd, I suppose, to hear that for people that haven't had it, but I think those who have will really understand that. This one I find the most interesting, the final one. Threatening, odd, or unusual symptoms. On occasion, things have been so bad that you have felt that people were threatening you or plotting against you, and you might have even heard voices or thought people were talking about you or to you in circumstances where this was not likely. Now, I found this one really interesting because I have these things. I hear voices, I've had delusions about people wanting to hurt me, people talking about me. And I mean, you can look back at one of my previous videos. I assumed that I had like a schizoaffective disorder or something because of all the hallucinations and delusions. But actually, from reading this, it shows that they are actually a symptom of borderline personality disorder, which is, I just didn't realise that it would affect you quite like that. So really interesting. So basically that's what he went through with me, and I told him which ones were me and which ones weren't, and he reckons that it is borderline. In some ways I've kind of grown out of it, so some of the things that aren't me now were me when I was younger. And he said that people do tend to just sort of grow out of it quite often, and less of the characteristics apply sort of over time. So anyway, that was it. Interesting and weird, and I'm still kind of in shock about it, or not in shock, but just trying to digest it, what it's going to mean. The psychiatrist is still treating me with medication though, because of my delusions, hallucinations, which I'm still having. She actually doubled my Quetiapine from 200 up to 400 last night. I took that last night, so hopefully that should kick in soon, and I'll stop getting the weird thoughts and stuff and the voices. And then I'll take that for a little while, I guess. But in the long run, I won't need to take the antipsychotic medication, which is quite good in a way, I guess. Though I would like to push to carry on taking the antidepressants for as long as I can, because I'm pretty sure they'll help me from relapsing again and help with my anxiety and things. So that was interesting. So all about borderline personality disorder. Yeah, they didn't seem to be too sure about what they were going to do with me, sort of where I'm going to be discharged to from the crisis team, or whether I need to go to an ongoing mental health team, or whether I just need to go back to primary care of my GP. They were saying they didn't think CBT would be of a huge amount of use because I already have a lot of insight into my condition. But I don't know. I mean, I think it would be nice to be able to talk to someone about it. They recommended going on some forums and finding some other people with similar conditions and talking to them, which sounds a bit lame, but I think I probably will. Just have a look at the websites and stuff. So anyway, I'll leave it there. Yeah, so my diagnosis finally. Not too sure how I feel about it quite yet though. But okay, I'll see you soon.